today, guys.
Thanks, Holly. Georgia likely to kick it deep to get things started. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Looking for space. It's Owens. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32.
We love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
On the ground with the counter. Here's a little room there. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
And man, you don't have to be a great play caller to give that guy the football, right? Like, feature him. The offense goes through him. You got to love this running back. And he just finds a way to make those chunk plays like he just did, setting the tone. And Palmer, sometimes the defense, they need to see you for a second so they realize how fast, how powerful, how good you are.
Yeah, and the defense said all the right things leading up to this game. We're focused on stopping the run. We want to be the more physical team. We're going to make them one-dimensional. Well, you just got to run down your throat early. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So for this defense now it's time to show up. You got to bow up now and start doing something about it.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Reed. Moving out of the pocket. They get him on the ground. Didn't see anything downfield, but made a little something out of it.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
They'll snap it from the 48 on 3rd and short. Snagged out of the air. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. Texas A&M going quickly. That can be a momentum builder to convert your first 3rd down and also get your quarterback in a rhythm throwing the slant.
That's so nice. You always want to do that. You want to start the game in a good rhythm, get your quarterback comfortable. Slants are easy, timing routes, get a first down. Now maybe open it up even more.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Throwing Reed. Pulls it in. Turning it on. Touchdown, Aggie. This crowd absolutely loving it as he rolled into the end zone. This is why they show up for Midnight Yell, and they are playing like they practiced.
And this place rocks as loud as anywhere in the country, and you want to get them going early. First drive of the game, scoring a touchdown, getting them jacked up.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And the score comes on a 35-yard pass for 6. And he's not going to take the touchback. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Wants to throw. It's Stockton. Rushes on him.
And you can tell this offense wanted to create a little bit of space being backed up, but how about the D? Coming out firing on all cylinders, getting the sack on the very first play.
Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack. Finds his tight end. And they get him down.
And it's hard to imagine a defense losing the big fella, losing the tight end, but where was the coverage? Something broke down right there between linebackers and safeties to try to figure out where he was. He's the beneficiary, catches the football, a lot of grass in front of him to make a big play.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have...
Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. The offense changing the play. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Touchdown, Aggie. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
And the defense sets the tone early in this football game. We're still in the first quarter, and this is looking like they're putting a complete game together. Offense scoring, defense scoring. Palmer, they're up 2 touchdowns already.
Yeah, you got to give this coaching staff credit. They have their guys ready to go, and this is what you call firing on all cylinders early in a game.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Frazier. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
What a great play by the linebacker. You talk about filling a hole. Defensive line does their jobs. He comes in the hole and says, sit down, sir.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Montgomery. A strike downfield. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down.
That's an absolute strike right there. Giving me some Stetson Bennett vibes, some Aaron Murray vibes, even Matthew Stafford with the arm talent on that throw. I'll tell you, they can attack any spot of the field in the passing game because of this guy's talent.
Out of the gun here with Nate Frazier. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Boy, it was like the defender heard the play call. He was ready for that one.
And one of the things is diagnose and go get it. They saw it and they went and got it. They were not letting that ball go to the wide side of the field.
He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Man, that's a great job executing the drag route. You just bring the big fella across the formation, wait for him to come open. The quarterback does a good job seeing him, finds him in the hole, hits him. Perfect job.
The 12th man more than standing at the ready. They are bringing the heat on 3rd down. Fires to the big fella. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. And the Dogs are moving quickly down the field. They'll go to the counter. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We've reached the break, and Texas A&M leads it. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with 2nd down. Quarterback making checks. Well, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there. That false start gives them a little extra work to do here on 2nd and 11. Looking to throw, it's Stockton. Pocket breaking down. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. And now this offense will try to overcome that 2nd down incompletion. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Throws toward the end zone. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down. Now, wait just a second here. I don't see the kicker coming out. I think they're going to go for it here. They're throwing for it on 4th down. He's not afraid to go deep. And it's incomplete, and this defense makes a 4th down stop.
And and they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
The Aggies offense will have another go at it. They've had a really productive first half so far, and they'll try to add to it here. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Running inside. It's Morrow. They stop him cold. Maybe gets a yard to the 34.
And what a great job by the defense here. First down, second down, 2 straight runs. They stuffed both, and that was a big key for them coming into this game. They want to set up third and long situations, and now those edge rushers can pin their ears back to get after the quarterback. They can mix up and disguise their coverages on the back end, hoping to create negative plays and takeaways.
Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Now facing a 3rd and long. Here's Reed to throw. Under fire. Gets it out across the 40. Stopped short of the line to gain. They'll mark it at the 41, and might they choose to go for it here. The offense in its own end still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on 4th. Marcel Reed to throw for it on 4th. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. And the Aggies have it with a 1st and 10. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Morrow.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big... They'll try to pile on a little more before the break. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Reed. Here's a hit. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
I know it wasn't an interception, but a lot of times tips and deflections leads to interceptions. Great job by the defender getting his mitt on the football.
From the gun on 3rd down, Reed. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that's a play on third down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
They converted fourth down earlier on this drive, and now they'll try it again. Fourth down, Reed throws to the wideout. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And that decision will be questioned for a while. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. To the air, it's Stockton. He throws into the middle of the field. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Yeah, and I love taking deep shots. I think it makes cornerbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you could tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. The Dogs come to the line trying to find a way to convert on third and very short. They'll try to run for it. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the middle. Working on the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Every drive is obviously important, but now that you've dug yourself a hole, this offense, they need to score here. Like, before the half, they need to move this ball down the field. Nice job in the passing game. Got to put a few together. Need to get some points to cut into this lead right before the half.
And he had no option on that one. Defense ready for anything, and they stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Fires to the wideout. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. This crowd knows when to bring it. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Got it. They wrestle him down at the 16-yard line. A third down stop. Now to see what they do on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Reed. He's taking the shot. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Boy, and that might be the break this defense needed right before the half. You're down. You need to make a play. They can't score any more points. This one could get out of hand now. You have set your offense up right before the half to maybe close this gap.
Got a man. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
And that's exactly what the offense needed right there. A touchdown here, and I know it's taken a while. They hadn't had a lot of success up until that moment. Late in the second quarter, they finally were able to punch one in the end zone, and that's going to give them some confidence now to take into the locker room here shortly at halftime, but they've got to play much better in the second half.
This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Throwing Reed. Right down the middle. Wide open downfield. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Texas A&M will use its second timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Back to throw, it's Reed. Unloads to the wideout. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
And that was another ball thrown in harm's way. And this young man, he already has one interception. That was almost a second. Just playing a little bit loose with the football. Let's make sure we get that dialed in. We can't make those mistakes. Hard to win games when you make big mistakes.
Here comes the heat. Blasted as he lets it go.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Reed to the air again. Trying to escape and get it himself. Crosses the 30, he's got to lay it. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Defense got it, they're on the run. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Texas A&M ready to kick it away to get the third quarter started. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Here comes the Bulldog offense out to start the drive. They start this third quarter one-possession game and hoping to get an early drive going. And it's picked off for the third time today. Not much on that return, but I think they'll let him slide after making that pick, and they'll have it at the 20.
And you can't start the half any better than that. You talk about going in, making halftime adjustments, talking about what they did. It looks like they knew exactly what they were going to do. Come out, read the pass, break on the football, make the pick, and draw first blood here in the third quarter.
And oftentimes running backs love drop plays because there's less traffic in front of them. The offensive line is selling pass, the quarterback's selling pass. They don't get the handoff until the very last possible second, so the D-line's rushed away upfield, and now it's so much easier for these backs to find their holes and pick their lanes.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Delayed handoff, it's Owens. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative, and that's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
They were all over him, nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster. And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. Right down the boulevard. And now the lead is extended a little further.
You've got to make the opponent pay for turning the football over, and while this team would have liked to have scored a touchdown off that pick, I think they're pretty happy getting the field goal.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him.
Makes a grab and room to run. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Dogs! That was a lightning-fast drive that ends with a touchdown.
And if you can string a few more drives like that together, man, we might as well get our popcorn out because we're going to get a lot of scoring.
And with the extra point, they close it to a 17-14 game. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. Zone, it's Morrow. There's no possible explanation for bringing that one out of the end zone, and they've got horrible field position at the 5. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. Oh, he's got some space. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice...
There's a crease. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
Love the play call offensively. They knew the defense were crowding a lot of bodies close to the line of scrimmage, and once they were able to get into the second level, all they had to do was make one guy miss and get one good angle, and with the speed that ball carrier has, man, that thing was a sure shot touchdown.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Bulldogs offense is on the field, ready to get this drive cranked up. Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike scored. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
And I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively because of just how explosive that play was, Reese. David, they may be seeing a little bit more off coverage on this drive and maybe some softer boxes to run into.
And when you make that kind of explosive play, you're going to put the defense on its heels. They're going to be a little bit more conservative. So this offense approach now, maybe I don't have to go deep. I can go a little bit shorter and just make those easy plays underneath.
Snags it and he's open. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. It's Stockton. Finds the tight end. At the 40. There he goes. Oh, a lot of space. Almost took it all the way, but a huge gain, and he has him set up 1st and goal. And that big gainer on the last one has them ready to go from inside the 10. They just keep firing. Bought a little time, lets it go. Finds his big tight end. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. Making side adjustments here. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. And they hope that false start penalty doesn't come back to haunt them. 2nd and goal again. Back to pass. Back's got it. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Hey, man, I don't know what they talked about at the half, man, but this team is rolling, doing an unbelievable job getting the football, putting it in the end zone again. And how about the defense doing their job, Palmer? Momentum is crazy in college football, but here in the second half, they've come out and seized it.
Yeah, this has been a masterclass in complementary football. Offense doing their job, the defense getting off the field, giving it back to the offense, everything going their way, and you're right. In college football, we see momentum shifts all the time. All of the momentum, all of the good juju right now, clearly on their side.
First order of business, get out of this hole as the drive starts at their own 7-yard line. On the ground, it's Owens. Gets it across the 10, a pickup of 5, and out of trouble to the 12.
Well, we're not quite in the 4th quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying.
Might have a chance. He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a 1st down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Texas A&M has the lead at the end of the quarter. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
And I'll tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the football late in the game, you can chew that clock and start to really make that defense have a little bit of panic.
Pressure coming. And down he goes. The defense bringing the heat. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots.
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. Reed to throw for it on fourth. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
And listen, obviously, at this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on fourth down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels can make a play in that type of situation, and he's got confidence in him. That time they weren't able to come up with it. I'm curious to see what this guy does if they're in a similar situation as this game moves on.
Dropping back, it's Stockton. Throws to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete. Sharp. By the hit.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
The 12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on third down. Oh, look, Ma, one hand. Two-hand catches are preferable, not always necessary. Sticking the big mid up there and hauling it in.
And how about the play by the tight end, bailing his QB out? Because that was not a perfect throw, but he just stuck out that big paw and reeled it in.
Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on fourth and long. The Bulldogs will use their first timeout. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on fourth down. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. On the run, fires downfield. Incomplete on fourth down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive. The defense will have to key on the run and try to get this ball back. On the draw, it's Morrill. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. I'd expect we're going to get another dose of the running game at this point, even though it's 2nd and 11. Here's Reed to throw. Here's the pressure. The throw. It'll be incomplete. Tried to extend the play, but just couldn't find anybody open.
They're trying to get the receiver on a drag route and work him through all the bodies in traffic, but there's just too much happening. I don't think he saw the throw real well, and it falls incomplete.
On third down, they're in the gun. It's Reed. Looking to the big tight end. Another incompletion on third down.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football maybe, take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the fourth quarter.
You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. To throw, it's Stockton. Fires to the tight end. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they've kick-started this drive with that one.
Man, this is really good complimentary football so far. Like, you're down in the fourth quarter. Your defense has to get a stop. They get it, and I love the first play. We continue the momentum. Nice play on first down. Got to put this drive together. Got to get some points.
Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Hits the afterburners. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17.
Love the individual effort by the wide receiver after the catch, making people miss, showing you the speed. Now he set up his offense down in the red zone.
They just changed the dynamic of this possession in a heartbeat, and now it's 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. Running the red zone, it's Frazier. Breaks the tackle. He's finally brought down, but he takes it all the way to the 6.
And this offense is clicking, man. This defense is going to have to find something in a hurry, right? That's 3 plays. That's 3 first downs. They've got to do a better job of affecting this defense, getting some penetration, winning at the line of scrimmage. You can't let them just move down the field and get a first down.
Touchdown, Georgia! And inside a minute to go, and they've got the lead.
Well, and the offense shows you what they're made of. They're scoring the touchdown. They take the lead with only seconds to go, and now it's on the defense to ice this thing when they take the field.
And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the fourth. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Reed. Oh, they're after him. It's a fumble. He picks up the fumble, but they'll blow it dead right there. And remember, at this stage of the game, the only person who can advance a fumble for the offense is the fumbler. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Back to throw, it's Reed. Flips it out in the flat. Sweet cut there. Great reaction by this defense. Immediately on the catch, swarming to the ball. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. And wings it incomplete.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. They pretty much have to keep the offense on the field, and they'll get right to the line of scrimmage. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Into double coverage, and they made him pay. It's intercepted. He's knocked down, but